in this entire scene. Linkage.
Who they are.
What?
Who they are.
Who they are. Again. So, and in fact, he doesn't tell you in Dumbwaiter, I think he tells you 17 pages in on a 35-page play. On this one, he doesn't tell you for 16 pages in on a 25-page play. Okay? He doesn't tell you who they are. So, if, let's say, this is a new piece that you're going up for, and you have to do a cold reading for it, you already see this and you say, I know what this is. This is Pinter. You got this from Pinter. And what they are looking for on the other side of the desk, or you know, out in the audience when you're doing your audition, is the same thing that you needed to discover in that, which is that, what was that? Great. That an actor's subtext must be established, understood before the words can be fulfilled. So that's your nut to crack. Okay? Again, linkage. Why do we do Pinter to get to hopscotch? Because you have a link. But follow this. Dumbwaiter to hopscotch. Dumbwaiter to Zeus story has a lot of connections. Edward Albee. Edward Albee then went on to write Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, which had a lot of linkage to the first Pinter play. Right? You shoot 45 years forward, and you have Alan Ball. Alan Ball with American Beauty, and 6 Feet Under is using the same process. When I was first watching 6 Feet Under, and same with American Beauty, I said, how the hell did he get this idea? And then I'm watching, I said, holy crap, this is the Dumbwaiter where he got that. So you knew, or if I was the actor that was reading for that, I would have an edge over the other guys.
How so?
Say what?
How so?
How so? Because you know what the process to arrive.
How was that the Dumbwaiter?
Well, there's a lot of linkage in that Zeus story. They also don't tell the information. And then Zeus story, then Albee goes through a process. He goes from Zeus story, which is very connected to Virginia Woolf, but he just starts to change the structure a little bit. But you already know, you already have an in on Zeus story because of Pinter. Then if you follow Albee, and you follow where he goes through structural-wise on Virginia Woolf, and you go to 6 Feet Under and American Beauty, the structure, even though it's expanded from Pinter, is the same. Not the original Pinter, but the structure from Virginia Woolf. There are things in the structure.
How American Beauty, what is the thing that's not talked about in American Beauty?
No, it's not talked about.
Okay.
It's that Pinter goes to Zeus story, influences Zeus story. So you have a beginning kind of understanding of Albee. And then you follow Albee and you read more of his plays, and the quintessential play is Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. By that time, then he started to expand on his structures.
But then in Virginia Woolf, you don't know what the hell's going until you hear about the kid, right?
Yes, but it's
not just that.
Yeah, but it is. There are links to 6 Feet Under and American Beauty, you know, in the absurdity and stuff like that. Then you look at those plays, and you can look at David Milch's John from Cincinnati, and there's a lot of language. You know, it was a Bruce Greenwood show. Okay, it was a David Milch show.
Oh.
Then if you're looking at Dumbwaiter again, I was watching for the first time. Someone brought a DV of a show called J.J. Abrams' Lost. He doesn't give you a lot of information about who they are. You have to discover that. You have to know what subtextual choices you have to make, narrative choices that you have to make to bring these characters alive. And that's what gives you the edge. Again, not looking like this, the play is a singular, not looking like that, but looking like, okay, here's 10 authors that I know starting from Pinter. Yep.
So let me ask you, how, like, because I watched lots, right? So how, they don't tell you anything. So it's not like they gave you what you were going to watch.
I know, but you have to make choices. You have to make choices. And like, as if you were a lawyer, you have to defend your case and find as much stuff in the script, as much stuff as you can in your imagination do to justify what the character's motives are.
Whether you know what
Right.
it is or not.
Right. So you're now linked to a lot of plays that when Pinter was writing this in 1960, now you have plays being, and screenplays and TV being done in 2010 that's linked. And the more information you get about authors, the more you'll be able to quickly process the information and make choices. And that's the edge you're going to have. Okay? I feel like George Clooney in that film where he's giving the inspirational speech.
Okay. Is there anything in Shakespeare that did that before him? Shakespeare before him?
They're all linked. Everybody's linked. But there's certain plays that break certain conventions. And the Pinter one is one that just breaks a lot of conventions.